Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from TheRightTrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to go over our normal schedule and we're also going to talk about the market recovery. While it is still slight, crypto's finally found some support and are bouncing today. So we obviously experienced a very big drop over the past 2-3 days. Hopefully we're going to put in some stabilization now. Bitcoin is kind of slow as far as the recovery is concerned. It's still down slightly over the past 24 hours, but as you can see, a good majority of the market is coming back up now, and some are doing better than others. Nano is one that's doing very good, up about 20% over the past 24 hours. And what's interesting with Nano, I'm going to go over it during the technical analysis, of course, but its moves towards the upside recently, of course, it wasn't able to avoid the recent pullback, but its moves towards the upsides here recently have been very powerful, and it leads me to think that there's a good chance that if the market starts doing well again, Nano will really be able to capitalize on that, basically. And there's some others that are in a similar position. Litecoin is one of them, as you can see, up nicely here, up 7% over the past 24 hours. So good chance that Litecoin would do very well if the market, found strength again. But for now, we're going to have to take a look at all the levels on the charts to get a better idea of what's going on and pay very close attention to how the market is going to play out during the next couple of days. We're going to jump right into the technical analysis now. Just quick shout out to my Twitter if you want live cryptocurrency market updates. Go check out my Twitter. I have a link to that in the description of this video. And also don't forget to check out my premium content. Also I have a link to that in the description of the video. So let's get started with the technical analysis on Nano. And we got the pretty steep pullback here in the short term with the market drop. We went all the way down to about 100,000 Satoshis. That's where I said that we were likely either going to get, a pretty nice bounce, or we were going to break below this level. Luckily, we didn't end up going below 100,000 Satoshis, which is, vital at this point. And we actually got a very strong bounce, basically recovered a good amount of the drop that we got in the short term. As you can see, nice little V-shaped bounce here. And I'll go ahead and put in the support level just to see if this is able to hold. It is very steep, so I wouldn't expect too much to happen with this uptrend line. But what matters is that we got a very nice V-shaped bounce in a very quick amount of time. And that's actually very similar to what we had previously, right, where we got this amazing run up. So now we're coming back up on our downtrend line, and that's, of course, the true level that we need to get back above to consider ourselves, in bullish territory. And we'll see if that happens. We'll see if we're going to pull back when we reach the downtrend line. But at this point, we're back above 126,000 Satoshis, which is our support level. Hopefully we remain above that. And over the next couple days, I think that we're either going to see some consolidation or we may even be able to break out of the downtrend line. Overall, though, we will have to kind of wait and see and wait for confirmation because the market is still deciding, it looks like, what's going to happen next. And we don't want to make any calls because it's always safer to wait for confirmation, especially in situations like these where the market is kind of giving us conflicting signals and it's going, up one day, the next day we're dropping again and reducing all the progress that we made. So got to be careful with that. But let's take a look at Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has kind of been under fire actually recently. It seems like a lot of people are blaming Bitcoin for the recent drop and saying that cryptos shouldn't be as interconnected, which is understandable, but it'll take time for that to change. And Bitcoin is, getting a slight recovery. It's finding support on that $9,000 support level. That's pretty much in line with the downtrend line as well. So we're currently bouncing off that. I think for Bitcoin here, I wouldn't say that, we're likely to see a very quick run up right away. That is always possible, but I feel like we're probably going to see some consolidation here for Bitcoin between $9,000 and $10,000. There's also a good chance that we do end up, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, going back towards that $8,000 mark where we reach the end of our symmetrical triangle formation, right? Keep in mind those two blue trend lines form this symmetrical triangle that we're still in, and at that point, maybe we're going to get our true signal on where we're going to be moving either towards the upside or downside. Either way, the bullish signal will be breaking above the downtrend line. I just think that considering what the market is doing right now, Bitcoin is probably going to consolidate and put in a little bit of a base before telling us what's going to happen next. Let's take a look at Ethereum and see what Ethereum has been up to. So Pretty nice bounce here. We went as low as $641 on the recent drop. Very nice buying volume actually to support this bounce. And we're now back above $700, moving back towards our $764 support level. Maybe a little bit hard to get back above that, definitely not impossible. Once again, kind of like Bitcoin, there's a pretty fair chance that we see some consolidation here in between $700 and $764 until we come up to the downtrend line, and then maybe we might get a break above that, or it'll tell us that we're going to be moving lower again and we'll reject that level. But there is a slight chance that we get a very quick bounce, a nice V-shaped bounce, where we actually manage to get back above $764 and even back above the downtrend line. That would obviously be the most bullish scenario at this point in time, where we wouldn't be trading back near $800. But you can't really count on that until we get confirmation of some bullish signals, right? And for now, we don't have that just yet. But at least we got this nice little bounce with a longer, lower wick, which means that buyers did buy up those lower price levels. Let's take a look at Litecoin now, see what Litecoin has been up to. And it looks like Litecoin is in a pretty similar position as Ethereum. It also got a very nice bounce with a lot of buying volume. Now, Litecoin is already coming up on its short-term downtrend line, and it would be a very good sign if we're able to break above that. I don't think that that's impossible at all right now. I think that for Litecoin, it has a lot of support at $165, and it doesn't really seem to be struggling too much holding above that level, which means that there's a pretty good chance that we're either going to break above this within the next couple days, and then that would obviously be a very good sign, right? It would pretty quickly push us back up towards $200, $215, $18. But what is possible as well is that we pull back a little bit again, and then we get the break above the downtrend line, once we reach the end of this little triangle formation, which will take a little bit longer, but it should happen, relatively soon here within the next week or two. And it's just in a little bit of a better, safer position compared to some of the other cryptos. With that being said, keep in mind the markets are interconnected, and if everything starts falling again, it's going to be hard for any cryptocurrency to avoid that. Now let's take a look at Ripple. Pretty flat candlesticks over here. It's trying to get back towards 84 cents. Indicators not giving us much information right now. And really what it comes down to is we'll see if we're able to get back above 84 cents. That'll be a good sign because it'll put us, if we do manage to get back above that level, we'll be in our previous consolidation again. And otherwise, we're probably just going to consolidate between 65 cents and 84 cents. I do feel like we have a pretty good chance of getting back above 84 cents. And like I said, that won't mean that we're completely bullish again, but at least we'll be in a safer, base compared to a free fall mode, which we definitely don't want to be in. Let's take a look at Neo and see if Neo has been able to get a nice bounce as well. Now, very nice hammer candlestick. That is obviously a very powerful bullish signal, and that's actually confirmed by this next green candlestick. So hopefully we're able to get a breakout here with the next candlestick or two. Now, it's not going to be easy because we do have a lot of resistance. We've got these two downtrend lines over here, and we got the $100 resistance level. But if we're able to get back above all that, we'll be in very good standing as far as telling us that we're ready to get a nice full V-shaped bounce. Now, what you do have to realize as well is even if we manage to get out of the downtrend lines, while that will be bullish, there's also a good chance that we struggle with that $100 mark and then start consolidating between $85 and $100, which once again isn't the worst thing ever because a lot of cryptocurrencies are still shaky right now, and as long as we're not in free fall, then we're actually pretty good considering what's been going on. But that's kind of what we need to pay attention to. And of course, if we start moving back below $85, that's going to be our signal to tell us that we're probably going to start falling again. Now let's go over to Stellar and see if Stellar has been able to hold up its recovery. Now Stellar actually started, getting a bounce before all these other cryptocurrencies because it was actually acting weak before a lot of the crypto market dropped, and that left it room to actually bounce before the other cryptocurrencies. Now it's struggling a little bit to get back above 3,500 Satoshis, which is normal. Indicators did turn bullish, but as you can see, the RSI is kind of flattening out a bit, nothing to worry about. Decent buying volume over the past couple days, and just to recap what's going on here, we did manage to kind of save the day, get back above 3,000 Satoshis, which means that we're probably not going to see another huge drop here. And that's further confirmed by the fact that we have these Bollinger Bands, right? Both the upper and the lower bands that are contracting towards the price, which means that we're probably going to see some consolidation here. And it's pretty likely that we're going to start consolidating in between 3,500 Satoshis and 3,000 Satoshis, which is actually pretty good considering everything that's going on. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Vertcoin. Now Vertcoin didn't hold up too well, and it broke back below $3.23. With that being said, we did get an inverse hammer candlestick. The current candlestick isn't doing too well. It's pretty much in line with the previous one, so that is something to pay attention to. And if we don't get a pretty nice bounce quickly, it's going to be hard to get back above $3.23 here in the short term, which means that we may see some consolidation in this lower range. Overall, we'll just have to kind of wait and see, because not much information on the Vertcoin chart as to what is going to happen next. But let's go ahead and take a look at Lisk, see if Lisk has been able to recover here. And we actually got a pretty nice hammer candlestick. We're also breaking out of the downtrend on our current candlestick, as you can see. And that is, of course, a very bullish signal, right? Also some nice buying volume. Indicators not showing us any positive crossovers just yet. Hopefully that does end up happening over the next 2-3 weeks, because that's ultimately what's going to be our strongest signal as far as telling us that we're ready to move back up. But getting back above this downtrend line is already a very good sign. We of course have, resistance levels to steal back above $17.46, $20, but at least we're out of that downtrend, and if we remain above that, we can, slowly but surely move higher, or at least consolidate in a much safer position without all that downward pressure from the downtrend line. Let's take a look at Cardano and see if it's been managing to hold up. Now, Cardano has been pretty flat here. It's trading between 2,000 and 2,500 Satoshis. I'd say that's likely to continue until we reach the pink downtrend line, and that's of course the level that we want to try to get back above. That'll be our bullish signal. We're just going to have to wait for confirmation for this one, because the indicators are very flat, and that tells me that we're probably going to see more consolidation until we reach the pink downtrend line, and that's going to be the level to really tell us if we're ready to move back up or not. And I do feel like we have a good chance of getting that move towards the upside, and then getting the crossovers that follow that on the indicators, which will be, the perfect bullish storm for Cardano to move back up at that point. Of course, it's not going to be easy. We have all these other resistance levels to still get back above, but it'll be, the first step in the right direction. Let's take a look at IOTA now and see what IOTA has been up to. So nice hammer candlestick, very nice hammer candlestick actually, with this super long lower wick, which means that buyers bought up those lower price levels, and we're now moving back towards $1.47. Still not back above that yet, so we could see some consolidation between $1.13 and $1.47. Indicators not giving us much information, and really I'd say we just have to wait for the next candlestick or two to see if we're going to get back above $1.47. And if we don't, probably just going to see some consolidation here at this lower range. If we do, probably some consolidation between $1.47 and $1.91, which would be a little bit more bullish. But it's going to take some time here before IOTA is going to be able to find a strength to get back towards that blue downtrend line, and maybe even reattempt getting back above that. Going to take a little bit of time, but hopefully we're going to put in some consolidation first, and that'll already be better than continuing the downfall. With that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.